Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH, and yes, you do see me on Miss K's channel. Well, why'd you do this, Jay? Like I said before, this is what I do. Nonetheless, you want the meat and potatoes, don't you? Let's feed you. But first, check it out. I know this ain't my channel, but if you want one of these bad boys, go back to my channel and go get one. Go get one. Like I said, support your fellow co-workers. All right? Let's talk about this funky article here. Here's a map showing the 61 post offices that could become spoke facilities. It tells you which facility is going to be possibly a spoke facility, and the other ones are going to be considered the SNDCs, sorting and distribution facilities. How do they determine which ones are going to be what? This is speculation. Things start with small change and then it grows. If you don't believe me, read some of the comments from my channel on my page. Some places already have these things going on. To determine which postal facilities might become SNDCs and which post offices might become spoke facilities, the model uses the following inputs. The July 29th presentation that says the Postal Service has identified 928 existing facilities with available space for an SNDC, sorting and distribution center. In an article in Eagle magazine, I know you guys are going to start Googling all this stuff. The Postal Service says it will establish a redesigned operational model that will touch almost 500 network mail processing locations. Based on these comments, the model selected about 770 potential SNDCs. This includes nearly all 450 sectional center facilities, processing plants that serve a geographical area defined by one or more 3-digit zip code prefixes. It also includes 300 other facilities, processing plants, large post offices, annexes, and network distribution centers. Aside from a few smaller plants, the model includes only those with at least 50,000 square feet. The July 29th presentation did not include any SNDCs with less than 70,000 square feet. This was spoken on July 29th by the Postal Executive Board. It takes one person to sit there and crunch numbers, crunch facilities, and we can thank this person for doing this for us. Not everything will come to fruition just yet, but it will come. Not all these 770 sites are feasible for an SNDC in terms of space, available parking, location, facility type, and other criteria. Some will become unnecessary once the mega plants are available. Some, like large post offices, may turn out not to be SNDCs that gain carriers, but spoke facilities that lose them. In any case, these 770 sites can serve as proxies for the facilities in eventual delivery network that help identify which post offices could become spoke offices. There's a lot again to unpack here. I can't go through the whole thing. What we are looking at again is an individual stating that there may be 3 small facilities and 1 big facility and 1 zip code, 1 area. And they may eliminate the 3 smaller ones and all run out of 1 specific facility. Well, what happens to all of the clerks that work the windows? Some of those facilities that have smaller facilities may close down. Some that have a little more space will just become the inside of a UPS store or a FedEx store where they have more things available besides just selling boxes and stamps. This is where the expansion comes in. They may provide faxing, they may provide boxes for moving. there will be some form of a USPS store inside of the other facilities, and that's what the back area will be considered as. Now, how does this all come to fruition? I don't know. I'm just a truck driver. Do I think change is great? Absolutely. A lot of my people that watch me are all younger. Don't you guys like change? Weren't you begging for change? This is not the change you wanted? What type of change did you expect? This change is not for you per se. This change is for the company. Will it affect your job? It may affect your job duties, but I don't think it'll affect your job itself. I think your job duties will change a little bit, my opinion, and this is where the union comes in. The union comes in to step in and say what they will accept and what they won't accept. Again, union can fight against management all they want, but contracts are always amended and adjusted in order to fit the needs of the area. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you see one of Miss K's videos, ask her how the contracts work, where it adjusts and adapts to the needs of your specific area. Please do not get in a frenzy. Please do not get in an uproar, because this is change. This is good change, in my opinion. And everybody will benefit one way or another. Just because you can't foresee it doesn't mean it can't be fixed. Remember, we work at the post office because we weren't brainiacs. We just wanted a lot of money in a short period of time. Allow the geniuses up at top to figure some things out and make some changes. And the changes that will not be accepted won't be accepted because your union won't allow it to be accepted. I will post the remainder of this article in the video description. All I ask, if you can read it and figure it out for yourself, please do so. But I'm not going to go. This is such a long article. It just continues to go and go. But yes, they do have some huge places that they are already building. And man, what I see is beautiful change. Beautiful change. Aren't you tired of walking into your post office, into the back of a plant, and look like a dungeon? Isn't that horrible? Every time you walk in there, it looks so dreary. Yeah. It sucks. And this is what I said before in one of those videos where I stated that older people will be eventually pushed out. I read it in an article. You can't say this stuff is made up, because they are not going to be willing to transport themselves further than where they were before. If you were driving 10 miles to work, then all of a sudden they tell you got to drive 25 miles and you're 60. Are you going to want to drive that? No, they are strategically planning on getting and pushing certain people out. Remember when I said that they were going to be eliminating certain management? That's how they do it. If you don't have a post office, do you need a postmaster at that post office? Do you need a 204B at that post office if nobody's there to direct? No. This is where they strategically put people out. We'll get more into detail about all the little tiny specifics in another video. I just wanted to touch on what I saw in the beginning of this. And all I read was 3 paragraphs. This thing probably has about 20, 30 paragraphs. I can't go into it all. So feel free, knock yourself out. When you do go to the map, look in it. It tells you the location, if it's yours. You can zoom in and see if it's your location, and it tells you where the possible relocation would be. So if it says you're in blah, 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 it'll say this is where your possible relocation spot will be. Doesn't say it is going to be. It says you're possible. With all that being said, this is JH hijacking Miss K's channel. Ask her some questions, because I won't be responding to this video. This is JH. We out.